Today, I'm going to show you how an average to below average baker can still make a delicious lemon tart. So like I said, I'm not a great baker, and baking videos on this channel have historically not done very well. But I think that's because people are afraid to bake and think you need to be an incredible baker. But you don't have to be. And I'm going to show you how I make my lemon tart. I'll put the actual measurements down below, but I'm not going to do a great job with this, as you'll see, and it still turns out fantastic. So that's flour, powdered sugar, 1 egg yolk, unsalted butter that is very, very cold, and a little bit of cream. And this is what we're going to use to make the tart dough. We're also going to add a little bit of salt and a little bit of vanilla, but we're going to add 2 tablespoons of cream to that egg yolk, mix that together, and that's the only liquid that's going to go into the actual sweet tart dough itself, aside from a little dash of vanilla. Not everybody does this, but I think it does add a nice little bit of flavor. And then we're going to mix all the dry ingredients together with the butter. You can do this stage by hand if you want, and you'll mix the powdered sugar and the flour together with the butter into nice little chunks and just kind of break it up in your fingers, kind of like you're making a pie crust. But I think it is easier to do it in the blender because you don't want those little pockets of butter like you do with like a croissant or a pie crust. You want everything very well blended together, and this is the end result. It looks kind of like wet sand, maybe like a cornmeal. You don't want to see big pieces of butter in there, so I do think it is best in a food processor. And then to that, we're going to add in the wet ingredients, and we're going to start to mix that together a little bit with a spatula or anything else you want to use. And then once that starts to come together, get in there with your hands. The warmer you make it, the more that butter is going to melt, so you do have a limited time here before it gets really sticky. But just try to work it together. It was very humid for me, so I added a little extra flour. And you want it a little bit tacky, but not super sticky. Once you get to that point where you're happy with it and it's not sticking to your hands, lay out some cling film saran wrap, and we're just going to pat this down into like a 1/4 inch thick layer of the tart dough. That way it cools down quicker, but just get that nice and flattened out. It also will make your rolling easier if you kind of shape it in the direction you want to go. And now throw that in the fridge for an hour or two to get real cold. You could use whatever tart shell you'd like. I like this 9.5 inch, and it has those little perforation holes. I think that will help the tart shell bake a little nicer. And then once you start rolling out this dough after it's nice and cool, make sure it's not too cold. As you can see, mine was. So I let that sit for about another 20 minutes to come down to room temperature a bit. You don't want it too warm though. You'll find that happy middle ground. And then just roll this out to a little bit larger than your pan. You could use your tart shell to actually guide and see how big you need it. But if it gets too warm like mine did, it will stick. So I threw that back in the fridge and I let it get cold enough that it could peel right off. If yours sticks, just throw it in the fridge. And as you can see, it broke on me anyway. And I think this is why some people are afraid to bake, but you don't need to be. This dough is very forgiving. Put in as much as you can and then piece together the areas that broke. It's so easy to repair it. It will come together. It will be perfect, trust me. Cut off the excess around the outside with a paring knife. You could even just roll your rolling pin over it and then use those extra little bits to patch up any areas that are a little too thin, maybe look a little bit like they might rip through. And then we're just going to poke it with a fork. This is called docking. It'll allow the steam to come out and it'll make the baking a little more even. But you can see it's not beautiful, but no one's going to notice that. Just kind of tap it down into the corners and you will be completely successful. Throw that into the freezer before you bake it for about 30 minutes, and now you're ready to bake this. Some people weigh it down with beans and stuff. I don't have that at home, and I think most home cooks won't, and I don't think you need it. So while that tart dough cooks on its own for 20 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, we're going to make the curd, which is 4 large eggs, 2 egg yolks, mix those together, and then in a saucier or a small pan, add a stick of butter, unsalted, a cup of sugar, and then we're going to add the lemon zest of about 2 to 3 lemons, depending on the size of lemons you have, as well as about 1/3 to 1/4 cup or 100 milliliters or so of lemon juice, depending on how sweet and lemony you want it. If you really like that lemon flavor, add more. I'm just going to squeeze them through a little strainer here to make sure no big pulp pieces get out or seeds. Throw that into your pan and now bring that up to a little bit of a simmer. And then what we're going to do is start to temper the eggs. Pour it in little by little. They're hot. If you poured it all in right now, you would have scrambled eggs, and you don't want that. So slowly add it until you've added that entire pot into the eggs, and it does not curdle. It does not turn into scrambled eggs. You want it to be a nice semi-thick but liquid. And now we're going to strain that back out. That'll take the lemon zest out and anything else that got through it. Put it back on the stove and just mix this on a low to medium heat for about 3 to 5 minutes, and it's going to thicken up perfectly into what looks like a very nice kind of creamy sauce. That's what you're looking for right there. That is fully ready. When you pour that into the shell and cook it, it will turn into a very nice custard. So move that off the heat and now pull out after that 20 minutes your shell. As you can see, it shrunk a tiny little bit, but I don't think you need to weigh it down. down. You can add a little overlap if you want, and that won't be an issue. Just now pour in your curd. Try to not bring a paper towel with you at that same time. Give it a little bit of a shake after you do that, and you can see it all sits in there perfectly. There's crust around it. You don't need to be too anal about this. I'm going to throw it onto a baking sheet, and we're going to throw that back in the oven at 350 for about 10 minutes. You want to see the outside start to set. The inside could be a little bit loose still, and that will be perfect. That's what we're looking for right there. That's 10 minutes later. All the crust is perfect around the outside. Yeah, there's some areas that aren't the most beautiful. That's totally fine. Just throw this in your fridge now for about 3 to 4 hours, and then you're ready to eat it. When it comes time to serve it, the outer part of it will pop off very easily, but the bottom part of the tart shell will stick on there. The best way to do it is kind of heat up a knife and just try to slide it around in between the tart shell and the middle. It will pop off, trust me, it won't do much damage. I slightly broke the tart shell there, so don't lift it up like a complete idiot like I did, but as you can see here, that bottom is golden, it's beautiful, it's ready to eat, so just cut out some nice pieces. And I'm going to show you 2 different ways I like to eat this. You could kind of top it with whatever you want, berries, whatever, but you can see it's totally set there. The shell is nice and cooked golden brown. There's no raw dough. I'm going to brulee the first one. Make sure it's very cold when you do this, but that's just granulated sugar heated up with a torch. You might want to throw it in the freezer for 5 minutes beforehand just to make sure that the curd doesn't melt, but then I'm going to top the other one with just a little bit of powdered sugar, and these are 2 very nice ways to enjoy your lemon tart. I accidentally ate the first few bites, not on camera, but this is absolutely delicious. It's a summery, flavorful dessert. You get so much acidity from the lemons, but you get sweetness from the shell, the sugar on the top, the little bit of vanilla in the crust. This is just a fantastic dish. It's very easy to make. If you're afraid of baking, try this. Everyone will think you're an expert baker. It's delicious.